So now with one out, Eric Schmidt, who we talked to before the game, very excited to be playing in his first game, and he is quite an athlete as well.
Yeah, he was the Missouri Attorney General, a freshman. You know, there's not many senators playing in this game. Joni Ernst, the Republican from Iowa, is in. Eric Schmidt starting in left field tonight. Graduate of Truman State University, his JD from St. Louis Law School. Of course, he was the Missouri Attorney General before that. Member of the Armed Services Committee.
All staying to the outside from DeLuzio and falling behind again. Now 3-0 to Eric Schmidt from Missouri.
You know, that's going to be the key here. You know, if they start to get deep in their pitch counts. You know, I talked about bringing in Pfluger. I talked about bringing in Aguilar.
That ball stays high, and the bases are loaded for the Republicans here.
Catcher for the Republicans, and nothing happened there.
So the put out made at third. Pfluger on board at first base via the fielder's choice. And it looked like Andy Ogles got a little mixed up on what dugout he was going to there for a minute.
Well, he's a freshman. First game. Republican from Tennessee.
There seem to be less red jerseys in here. All set now after pitch running and getting caught at third base. So one away. And Eric Schmidt, the left fielder for the Republicans tonight.
You know, Schmidt wearing the St. Louis Cardinals cap. As we mentioned earlier, the Republicans all wear, you know, the same uniform.
Bunted and kind of slugged over third base, over the head of Stanton into short left field, and safe at third on the throw in. And the bases once again are loaded for the Republicans here with only one out. A nice bit of hitting there and just kind of going with the pitch. Schmidt just able to push that ball right into left field along the left field line.
Pretty close play at third base there as Greg Stanton, after it got past him, Aguilar fielding the ball in short left field, throwing it back in. No slide in there. And now we've had Linda Sanchez.
And we have talked quite a bit tonight about Eric Schmidt playing in his first game, and now we see an example as he hits a fly ball into left field over the head this time of Mullen. It'll roll all the way to the wall. That might clear the bases. 3 runs are going to score. That's a triple for Eric Schmidt. And the blowout is on. The GOP running roughshod over DeLuzio and the Democrats.
A stand-up triple by Eric Schmidt there. At first I wondered if Mullen, considering his defensive prowess in left field, was going to be able to track that down. Schmidt pulls into third base with the stand-up triple. And with the bases loaded, I was starting to wonder a little bit if we might see a grand slam home run. You know who hit the first grand slam home run in congressional history, John?
I do not.
Gerald Ford. Remember, he was the House Minority Leader long before he was the Vice President and President. That was in 1957.
Linda Sanchez is coming out, and she looks like she's going to make the change. 7-run third has fueled it, and about that 7-run third inning, 3 of it came on that. Eric Schmidt put it to the warning track and the wall with the bases loaded. A 3 RBI triple. And has right now the GOP up by a fair margin, and he comes to the plate here to lead it off in the bottom of the 5th inning against Pete Aguilar. Six-run lead and trying to add to it here. Here at Nationals Park in Washington, John Walton and Chad Pergram with you.
Ted, this has got to be one of the better debuts for any member as a freshman here. Eric Schmidt, never serving in the House, being the Attorney General of Maryland. Starting, you know, that doesn't always happen, John. You know, sometimes these guys play a couple of years. They got him right into the lineup, and we know why.
An aficionado, and talking with him pregame, of the St. Louis Cardinals, wearing the hat. The picture on the scoreboard here currently showing him in the jersey as well of the Cardinals. Big fan of the Redbirds. And Stan Musial or anybody else associated with the Cardinals would have been proud of that last poke he had.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, there was one player played for the Cardinals who was a member of Congress, made 2 All-Star games, Vinegar Ben Mizell. named after Vinegar Bend, Alabama. He was Republican representative from North Carolina, two-time All-Star. Started his career with the Cardinals, played with the Pirates, a member of that Pirates team that won the World Series in 1960, and was an original member of the New York Mets, but he was a Cardinal.
Jake Elsey will come to the plate here with a runner at first.